Tonight, we're talking about the Democratic debate. I don't see what the big deal is. They're all just competing to see who's going to lose to our president, Donald J. Trump. I ain't never seen nobody work so hard to get their ass beat since Roy down at the plant tried to get Mike to fight him. Mike wasn't having it until Roy said that he banged Mike's wife. Problem is, Mike is married to old Roy's sister, and that don't fly around here. So Mike had to teach him a lesson and wore that ass out. Old Roy was crying and bleeding, and I'm pretty sure he messed his pants. Someone finally had to call an ambulance because I couldn't breathe. I was laughing so hard. They came, picked him up. Everything's all right. They shook hands. You know, Roy got out of the hospital. Anyway, that's what all them Democrats are fighting for, to take a whooping from Mr. Trump, and they're going to be crying and bleeding and messing themselves just like Roy. I don't know why they're doing it. And you know what? I don't even have to watch it. I can tell you what they're going to say already. It's going to be blah, blah, blah. Mr. Trump is a bad guy. Mr. Trump's doing a bad job. Well, if he's such a bad guy and he's doing such a bad job, how come he's so rich? How come he's always surrounded by world leaders? How come the economy's so great? How come the military is so strong? Ain't never been stronger. You're wrong, snowflakes. Next, they're going to say something like, blah, 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 we're going to take everybody's guns. Well, guess what, snowflakes? I dare you come try to take my guns. Ain't never going to happen. Wrong again, crybabies. We ain't giving them up, and you can't take them. Then, they're probably going to say some BS like he's trying to get us into a war, even though he just stopped a war by not bombing them Iranians. Them Iranians are so lucky that he didn't cut old Mad Dog loose on them. Mattis is a grade A badass, and once Trump cuts him loose, them Iranians are going to wish they ain't never seen a drone or a plane or whatever you call it. Strike 3 on you, veggie wusses. It's all a bunch of poop and it's all a big silly show. Like I said, they're just competing to see who can get an ass whooping from Donnie. It don't matter at all. Let them have their fun and games. We're just going to keep winning like Trump always does. And since we're here, have to talk to you about freedom of speech. I'm a huge fan of the Constitution, and I think freedom of speech is my favorite part of that Constitution. I love being able to say what I want, when I want, to who I want, and they can't do nothing about it. What I don't like is Twitter and Google being run by a bunch of liberal snowflakes and telling Mr. Trump what he can and can't say. He's the president. He can say what he wants to who he wants, anywhere, even on the Googles and Twitter. Twitter, did you hear this one? Twitter is even making it hard for people to find Mr. Trump. I hope he starts tweeting a whole bunch just so people can find him and he sticks to those crybabies in Silicon Valley. I've been thinking about what we should do to help Mr. Trump out. We got to get his back. He's our president. He's making America great again. So we got to support him. I've been thinking about it and I got an idea. You know what I think? I think if we're going to stay behind him and if people are going to say bad things about Mr. Trump on Google and on Twitter, then we need to shut Google and Twitter down. From now on, we don't go on Googles, we don't tweet no tweets until Mr. Trump says it's okay for us to do it. All of our other boycotts, they've been working great. Keurig ain't making coffin makers. The NFL, it's dead. Who's ever heard of the NFL anymore? So are those kneeling lovers over at Nike. Nike ain't making no shoes, ain't making no money. They're trying to sell off what was left of their shoes. Hey, when was the last time you seen a Yeti cooler? That's right, never. Pass me a good old Coleman and say amen. We got all the power, so let's use it and boycott Google and Twitters until they decide they want to make America great again. Okay, that's it for tonight. That's it. I'm done. I'm all worked up and worn out. I got to go get me a Natty Light. So make sure you like this video and subscribe to this channel so we can spread the truth about this country's greatest presidents. And we're going to keep on owning them libs. Also, you can follow me on Twitter, @45sFacts. So I can like your tweets, you can like my tweets. Keep making America great again. God bless Trump 2020 and beyond. And MAGA!